brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ. This Sunday is the 12th Sunday in Ordinary Time. The Liturgy of the Word invites us to reflect in the proclamation of Jesus and His Gospel without fear. The first reading is taken from the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah is a prophet who faced his fair share of persecutions. He denounced the terrible things that the people were planning against him because he was proclaiming God's message. However, he was not afraid because he was sure that God was with him in every moment. The psalmist sings, "Zeal for your house consumes me." This zeal leads to shame and insults, and even to being cast out from family and friends. But the psalm shows that the Lord hears our prayer. He answers us because He loves us, and we cannot stop to acclaim to the Lord, even in the dark moments of our lives. The letter to the Romans affirms that the sin and death entered to this world from one man, Adam, and that Jesus Christ brings life to our lives. One brings death and the other life. Today, the Gospel reading is taken from the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus is telling His disciples that they cannot feel fear when they proclaim the good news to the nations. They must proclaim that Jesus is the Son of God without fear. They have to testify that Jesus is the one who can save us from the consequences of the sins. Brothers and sisters, the major theme in this liturgy of the Word is the proclamation of the kingdom of God to all nations without any fear, because God is the one who stays with us, even in the most difficult time. The phrase, "do not be afraid," appears in the Gospel 3 times. Jesus wants to offer us hope, strength, and courage when we are in doubt or struggling in any way. When Mary was called and chosen to be the mother of Jesus, we are told that she was deeply disturbed and wondered what the words and message meant. Immediately, she was encouraged with the words, "Mary, do not be afraid." When Joseph heard that Mary was pregnant, he was going to divorce her informally. But he had a dream when he heard, "Joseph, do not be afraid." We are afraid of many things: failure, death, violence, the rise of terrorism and religious intolerance in our world and in our country. Like Mary and Joseph, each of us is called by name by God. We are called to be examples and witnesses of Jesus in our world today. Through the quality of our daily lives and how we behave, we are to be the real and credible witnesses to Jesus and His Gospel. We won't be left on our own. Jesus will be with us. As Mary and Joseph were called and encouraged, we also receive those words. Do not be afraid. Those words allow us to continue the proclamation of Jesus' love around the world. Let us not be afraid of what is being asked of us. Let us not be paralyzed by our fear. Instead, let the words of Pope Francis encourage us. Go out again and again without fear and proclaim the good news which is for all people. Have a blessed weekend and remember that God is always good.